ClaretsTV speaking to Chelsea attacker Jack Barham after the defeat here at Maidenhead. Jack, what are yours and the team's thoughts on today's game?
Really disappointed really. I think we started off really well. I think first 20 minutes I think we sort of camped them in, but we've got to take our chances, especially in them first 20-30 minutes of the game. I think when you got your foot on them, you got to put your foot on the throttle and get that goal. Then we kind of let them in the last sort of 15 minutes of the half. We let them in a little bit. They had a couple of obviously chances, and obviously they scored the goal. But yeah, we just got to improve, and everyone wants to beat us. We're a big scout this year, and we've got a really good team. It's just about the fine little details now. As cliche as it is, it's both boxes. Keeping clean sheets and making sure that we score the goals at the top of the pitch. So, I'm just really bitterly disappointed, especially I think to come back into the game and essentially look like we were on top as well. But one lapse in concentration, and they go and get the goal.
And neither of the goals were of any quality, to be honest. But is that what you're going to put it down to? Just a little lapse of concentration for that split moment, and ultimately they've capitalised.
Yeah, I mean, come to places like this, they set up for corners, it's all set pieces here. They don't play any pretty football. It's kind of like basic football, which when you turn up here, you know what you're in for. But like I said, we're really disappointed today because I feel like we've played really well again, and we haven't really got we've got nothing for it. So we need to clamp down on that now because we want to be up the top end of the table. So like I said, we know we've got to improve, and we're getting there. But it's just a case of the fine little details.
There are definitely positives in the game. I suppose it's a benefit now being full time. We can sort of take them away and work on them in the week.
Yeah, I think the club's in a big transition. From going from part time to full time. There's loads of little things behind the scenes that are changing like every week. But like I said, when it comes to being full time and the money being spent in the club and stuff, it becomes a pressure. But if you can't deal with pressure, then there's no point being at clubs like this that want to kick on. So we've got to take it on as a team and look to improve where we can.
And a big positive is you getting your first goal. You must be pleased to finally be on the score sheet.
Yeah, look, I'll be honest. I think that I'm quite harsh on myself, and I should be scoring more goals than what I have so far. And I'm disappointed within myself. But now, I'm off the mark, and hopefully I can, really kick on for the team now. So yeah, I think onwards and upwards now.
And it was Kai's free kick you scored from one of the 5 changes we made. Must be a big boost to you guys that you've got such a good bench that can come on and impact the game.
Yeah, everyone's important. Kai's come on and done brilliant. Even when he started, he gives us that bit of quality. That individual moment in the game. And like I said today, he's put one on a plate. Like it's hit the post and fell. But I think if we're probably harsh on ourselves, we've had a few of them where they're just close to being tap-ins, and we're not quite there, and we're a little bit far away, and it's obviously frustrating because the fans get behind us, especially away from home. They make their noise, and it's one of them. It's just quite not there yet, but the players that we've got, getting fitter, and we're going to get stronger. So I think this is, like I said, this is only the start, and this is kind of the benchmark to where we are.
And a bit of a break now to league football as we take on Hertford Town in the FA Cup next weekend. What are you and the squad expected from that game?
Yeah, we've got to have kind of a harsh reality check. Go back to training on Monday, and we've got to work hard this week. We've got to make sure that we give them no leg up at all at home. So it's going to be a big game for us. FA Cup, I've had some really good moments in that, and I know how special it is. So especially us being at home gives us a big advantage already. We've got to make sure we go and train really hard this week and make sure that we're at it come the weekend.
Yeah, and you've touched on it briefly, but a special mention to the fans. What's the message from you and the boys?
Yeah, stick with us because we're only going to get better. And I always said this, it's so early on, nothing's won in the first couple of months. You've got to stick in there, get your points where you can. But the good thing is I don't think we've even gelled properly yet, and you can see what kind of football we can play. We're only going to get better. You got to think that it's really hard to put a squad of 19, 20 players together, and it's just to gel. Gaffer and the coaching staff are working tirelessly to make sure that we literally tick every box possible. And it's just about now biding our time a little bit. Like I said, we are going to get stronger. It's just a case of making sure we get behind us because there's going to be plenty of good times at this football club.
Okay, well, thank you for your time this afternoon, Jack, and we'll see you next weekend.
Cheers, thank you.